You've done the work, calmed the anxiety, built the skills, rewired the mindset, all of it. But the second you're with her, nothing. What if it's not your body that's failing? What if it has more to do with her than it has to do with you? Here's what I've seen. Guys who've done the work still struggling with ED, not because they're slow learners, but because they're trying to get turned on when they don't feel safe. Your nervous system doesn't care if she's impressed. It cares if you're safe. And if it senses coldness, criticism, judgment, tension, pressure, it's probably going to shut the whole thing down fast. Now, to be clear, I'm absolutely not here to shit talk your partner. I know there are two sides to every story. This isn't about pointing fingers or playing victim, but it is about clarity. So let's start here. Erections don't come from just one place. They're not purely physical. They're not purely psychological. They're this mix of blood flow, nervous system activity, emotional safety, desire, trust, and excitement. If any of those pieces are off, you might not get hard. And if your system doesn't feel safe with the person you're with, it's probably not going to happen. Let me give you a few examples. Mike was in his 40s with a long-term girlfriend. He'd done a few sessions with me, and he was really starting to change. He was less in his head. He felt more relaxed about his performance. He was mostly having good sex with his girlfriend again. Then one night during sex, after they'd been going for a while, he lost his erection. Not because of anxiety or anything psychological. It was just a position change. He lost focus for a second. Or maybe he was just getting tired. He wasn't anxious. It was just normal stuff. But his girlfriend flipped out. She got really upset, cried, took it very personally, and nothing he said made her feel any better. So the next time he goes into the bedroom, he knows that if he doesn't get hard and stay hard, that's probably the reaction he's going to get. He didn't feel safe. Welcome back, ED. One client I worked with had a girlfriend who, if he wasn't hard right away when they got started, should roll her eyes and walk off. No connection, no warmth, just pressure. That dynamic? Perfect for ED. Another client I had was married to a woman who was okay when he didn't get hard in the bedroom. Maybe a little disappointment, but, nothing major. But then when she'd get drunk, which happened often, she'd get really mean and start mocking him for it. So anytime he'd go into the bedroom, he'd have the thought of her drunk, her face drunk, tearing him down, being really mean. He didn't feel safe. He didn't get hard. His body wasn't failing him. It was protecting him from an unsafe situation. If your nervous system senses coldness, criticism, tension, pressure, you'll probably go soft. But it's not just fear. Anger can do it too. About 15 years ago, I worked with a guy who couldn't figure out why he wasn't getting hard. Through hypnosis, we discovered he was carrying a ton of unacknowledged anger towards his wife. He hadn't realized it consciously, but at a subconscious level, withholding his erection had become a way for him to get back at her. Another client was ignoring the red flags with the woman he was dating, things she'd said or done that really rubbed him the wrong way. And there were a lot of them. But he said she was hot, he wanted to have sex with her. But in the bedroom, nothing. And there was nothing wrong with him. His dick just wanted out of the relationship. It didn't like her. So let's pause. I want to walk you through a quick self-check. Let's do some questions about you and your partner. And again, I really want to emphasize this isn't about blame. It's about clarity in the relationship and maybe some opportunities to make the relationship better. Here we go. Has your partner ever made sarcastic comments about your body or your performance, even as a joke? Does she get upset, shut down, or act really disappointed when you lose your erection or things don't go perfectly? Has she ever treated sex like a test of your masculinity or your worth, or compared you to an ex, a fantasy, or porn? Does she talk openly and kindly about sex, or Does she tell you it's your problem and shut it down? Has she ever pressured you into sex when you weren't ready, physically or emotionally? Does she give off judgmental, nonverbal cues during sex? Eye rolls, sighs, or obviously zoning out? Does she have rigid expectations about how sex should go, where anything outside of that script should call a failure? Do you feel emotionally safe, accepted, and connected when you're intimate with her? Are you carrying any anger or resentment toward her, either about sex or something else you haven't fully voiced? When you imagine sex with someone else, does the anxiety feel the same, better, or worse? Quick thing you might find to be helpful. All the work we're doing here is about a long-term solution, but I know sometimes you just need a reboot, an on-the-spot tool to break that cycle of anxiety. So I made the Pressure Release Reset. It's a free 20-minute guided hypnosis session designed to dissolve intense performance pressure so you can get out of your head and back into the moment. If you want to have this ready for the next time you need it, just click in the first link in the description down below. I'll send it to you right now, and it's completely free. So as you consider these questions, I'd say that if you've said yes to any of them, it might be worth noticing, maybe thinking about it a little bit. If you've said yes to a few of them, that might not be a mindset skill problem. That might be a signal about your relationship. At the heart of it is this. I've helped a ton of guys over the past 20 years. Performance anxiety, shame, old wounds, subconscious issues, all kinds of stuff that blocks performance, and we've succeeded. The few guys that I haven't been able to help, almost every single one, it was a relationship issue. When I meet a new client, I always ask myself, would a guy with no history of ED at all probably struggle in this relationship? If the answer is yes, then it probably isn't just your issue, it's a relationship issue. And no amount of Kegels, supplements, confidence hacks, anything is likely to fix that. But awareness, that's step one. And that might be the launch pad for making some really good, healthy improvements in the relationship. Maybe it's some real conversations, maybe it's books with exercises you can do together, maybe it's sex therapy or couples counseling. It's a team effort at that point. And a lot of relationships can really get improved with those kinds of steps, both in the bedroom and beyond. Wouldn't it be cool if the thing that had been making sex tough turned out to be the thing that helped your whole relationship get better? I've seen it happen. If you're watching this and thinking, no, I feel safe with my partner, then great. That means the issue likely isn't a relationship one, but there's still something going on. Click the video linked here. It breaks down one of the biggest solo causes of ED I see and what to do about it. And wherever you're starting from, I hope you keep moving towards a really healthy, happy, fun sex life again. Thanks for watching.